What's up guys, this is a continuation of Led Zeppelin's catalogue. I am making my way through the discography. This is part 4 of Led Zeppelin 2. That's about right, yeah, this is Thank You. Just before we get into the actual song reaction, I wanted to highlight my favorite comment from one of my previous videos. This was from the Doors Part 1 album reaction. I am doing album reactions as a whole now. I know some of you guys are really enjoying those, so I'll keep those things going. But this is a comment from Thomas Grusek, who says, long before Jim Morrison ever thought about being a rock star, he saw himself as a poet, and he gives examples of certain tracks like Break On Through, and the idea that he had written poetry beforehand and would present those poems to the band members as lyrics. And this comment made me think of Tupac Shakur. I think Tupac Shakur and Jim Morrison share a lot in common. Tupac was a drama kid growing up. He wanted to be an actor. He was in several movies. He also wrote poetry extensively. I actually have Tupac's poetry book on my bookshelf. I'll actually put that out for the reaction so you guys can check that out. But they share a lot of things in common. They also died prematurely at sort of the height of their powers. They were both brilliant artists. So yeah, this comment kind of inspired me to think about Tupac a little bit and make a little bit of connections between the two. So great comment by Thomas. Okay, here we go. This is Thank You by Led Zeppelin. Okay, very different sounding song from the last one. Not as psychedelic.
If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. When mountains crumble to the sea,
Some great organs on this.
still be you and me. Kind of woman, I give you my all. Kind of woman, nothing more.
It's mad how they can go from the last track, which was the Lemon song, which was psychedelic, bombastic, colorful, into something that's more serene and that paints a sort of a different picture. The thing that I see in my head is sort of this beautiful love story, this love that's sort of untouched by the world almost, you know, a young love that I imagine maybe Plant is pulling from inspiration from when he was a kid perhaps. But I kind of see a meadow with flowers in it, Plant and his lady sort of on a picnic blanket. You know, it's beautiful how they can paint these pictures in your head, but just as colorful. I'd say a lot of this album, I'd say, is ripe in color, in these blues, in yellows, in purples. It's quite crazy to hear the difference, the evolution from the first album.
Nothing more. Little drops of rain, whisper of the pain. Lost in the days gone by.
Someone's singing with Plant. Wow.
My love is strong. There is no wrong. Together we shall go until we die. My inspiration's what you are to me.
Very first time I've heard Plant being sung with someone else. I think that was John Paul Jones would be my guess. I don't know if Jimmy Page ever sings. I don't think he does. Maybe it's Bonzo. I'm not too sure. But actually, it could be John Bonham. But that was pretty cool, man. I've never heard that on a Led Zeppelin song so far. I don't think I have. I'll back it up once again.
Inspiration's what you are to me. Inspiration, look, see.
love the tone of that guitar. Sounds Eastern.
And so today my world, it smiles. Your hand in mine, we walk the miles. Thanks to you, it will be done. For you to me are the only one. All right, yeah. Happiness, no more be sad. Happiness, I'm glad.
In the story of the album, with the last track being about love being sort of this battleground or killing floor where it's sort of heart-wrenching to go through, I guess this is in continuation of that. You had the dark of that track with the light of this song. You know, he's found hope again, he's found love once more. Pretty cool to hear. And I said on the last track as well that this is maybe the height of Plant's voice. He's had the first album's experience of learning how to be on a studio recording and sound great. He's taken that into this one, and he's not too far into his career where he's perhaps broken his voice from over singing and performing lots live and smoking and not taking care of it, which I perhaps think they were doing a lot of back then. But it sounds so good. He's got this ability to sound like he's almost cracking up with the emotion. You know, it's a very cool technique he's got. He wears his heart on his sleeve.
If the sun refused to shine, I would still be loving you. Mountains crumble to the sea.
The guitar, the acoustic guitar and those organs, they go together so well.
You and me.
It almost sounds like a lullaby. You know, maybe this isn't a song about a girl. Maybe this is towards his kids, perhaps. You know, it kind of works. My love is strong with you, there is no wrong. Together we shall go until we die. You know, I think maybe this could be towards a child, perhaps some verses of it, but then again, he's got kind woman, I gave you my all, kind woman, nothing more. Okay, interesting. That could be towards the girl from the last track that we just listened to, and who broke his heart and he doesn't see any future with, but instead he's trying to now divert his attention and his efforts towards his kids. I mean, that's kind of the story that I'm hearing as I'm going through the tracks chronologically. Yeah, it kind of sounds like a sweet lullaby track. Okay, sounds like we're coming to the end of this thing. I think the attention to detail of the band is very impressive. The way that they choose sounds to match each other, you know, to go with the acoustic guitar in a band like Led Zeppelin, which is so loud and bombastic, is already an interesting choice. But they've done it for what is to be the sweeter song. And then to match it up with organs, I mean, it even sounded like a chimes at the end there, is really cool, man. They're paying attention to the sound in a way other bands wouldn't. And I think that's probably down to Page. He's such a brilliant engineer and a studio sessioned guitarist and musician. He probably understands these things better than others. But regardless, cool song. Not my favorite on the album so far for sure, but you need these album cuts too, which are interesting and add different sort of colors and textures to the album as you go along. So very cool song.